CW Plus is the charity of the Chelsea and Westminster Hospital NHS Foundation Trust, and we help its patients, its community, its staff in a whole variety of different ways. One of those is around creative art and design in healthcare, and that's a program that we've been really focused on trying to grow an evidence base to show that creativity in the arts has a role to play in an environment like this and to support people, particularly in their recovery and their healing.
As soon as Chris Cheney and his team experienced Essence, they instantaneously were like, let's do something at the hospital and bring it to patients, which was such an incredible validation for this journey of Alchemic Sonic Environment, because I've always had this vision of sound and medicine.
The experience has reconnected me with something. I still have a memory of that, and it still has that reconnection with something in me.
I feel like we found this really profound universal language of the harmonic series and planetary frequencies that when we put them together, it's naturally doing this thing which is so transformative. It's very exciting to be here this week for learning and growing for our work, as well as for patients as a starting point for the potential of actually bringing Alchemic Sonic Environment into hospital settings going forward.
To be here 24 hours, day and night, with an awful lot of sounds, which are pretty strange. Some are quite distressing.
One of the challenges that you have being a patient in a hospital like this is just finding some peace and respite during the day. You wouldn't believe how noisy it is with people running up and down and shouting and clanking of trolleys, and the same at night. But something like this applied in the hospital setting, I think could bring a lot of peace and tranquility.
It was very sort of evocative of all sorts of things. Chocolatey, velvety, nice.
Not only are we bringing beautiful music, which, CW Plus does wonderfully here, but we're creating it with this particularly curated, very carefully, very precisely coordinated set of frequencies that have positive effects on the body. And that's a beautiful experience.
More than just hearing, it's actually a multisensory experience that, in my understanding, really speaks to very deep parts of the brain and therefore can have actually quite profound effects on people. Many of the patients in hospital who went through traumas, through change, through anxieties, that they experience, and I think the needs that they have, which we with traditional healthcare tools, we can't meet them. And then I could imagine this being a really great tool.
It's ergonomically designed well, and I think that posture of lying down is quite soothing immediately. And also, I think the vibration is tuned to the whole chair, so that theoretically the whole body can relax. And this is really unique to me.
I was working on one oncology study. So I lost all my 7 patients on that trial because of the pancreatic cancer. That was the moment where I really went into the depression. It disturbed me for months together. But if we do like this meditation continuously, that will be helpful for our life.
There are many people who were traumatized, going to work with so much grief and pain and nowhere to expel that or heal that, and not understanding where to access the healing either. It's so good that so many people will be able to experience that it will hopefully take away some of the pain they are experiencing or help them to reframe the pain.
I actually feel like a completely different person since doing it. It was a very bodily, physical, but also out-of-body experience at the same time. I felt it was just quite an amazing way of improving my mood, making me feel more aware and grounded in my body, but also feel a lot more connected to everything else around me.
Settling into this space, into this present moment.
Coming here really helped ground me. I felt very much at ease and almost like a clean, blank slate.
people recognize kind of exercise as a very established form of resetting your brain alongside potentially other benefits. Same with nutrition or spending time with family and friends. But no one has, or at least it's not as widely established that we could do that with sound.
I was just so calm and in a meditative state. And I thought, oh, what's going on? It was almost like my soul was crying. And I couldn't stop the tears. I wasn't doing it myself.
I know, it was just happening.
What I experienced was a sense of blockages, and the vibration was a feeling of those parts of my body sort of opening and releasing. And definitely aware of how this contrasts to the ward environment, which is generally noisy and quite intense. So this definitely felt like a bit of a soothe balm from that auditory experience.
So I found it very, very therapeutic, and I'm just very excited about where it's going to go next. There's a lot of distress, there's a lot of trauma, there's a lot of need for what solution you created for majority of the world to benefit from it.
I'm over the moon that it's gone so well in so many different environments, that there's been some really profound experiences.
It was amazing to witness what was happening in patient wards at the Green Haven. It was beautiful to witness how people felt in a full body immersion of Alchemic Sonic Environment. And we also took it to their Medi-Cinema, where we activated the cinema with the most profound, deep immersion of a 1-hour experience. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank CW+, Chelsea and Westminster Hospital, the Hinduja Foundation, and the Mukul Madhav Foundation for supporting Alchemic Sonic Environment's vision of bringing the transformational power of sound to a healthcare setting.